Good evening and time zones, race fans, and welcome to the Racers Elite Tuesday Night Truck Series as we hit round number 5 at the legendary Old Atlanta Motor Speedway, a track where history meets chaos and every lap tests nerves, strategy, and skill. This isn't just a racetrack, ladies and gentlemen, it's a proving ground. Every corner bites, every straightaway attempts, and every driver knows mistakes are made costly here. I'm Mike Taylor, and joining me up in the booth is the man whose insight cuts through the chaos like a scalpel, Andrew Teft. And as always, keeping the action nice, crisp, and cinematic, it's going to be Christian Hill running everything that you see here tonight. Boys, I definitely really appreciate you guys. And tonight, let's go ahead and take a quick look here at our point standings. Uh, as you guys see here, right on top is Blair Holloman with 168 points, but the man back in second with 152 points, he is the smoothest of all with a perfect top 10 score so far this season. But right behind him is going to be Sean Dunaway with 151 points, so 1 point separates second and third. So that's definitely the most electrifying battle that we have at the moment. And then sitting fourth, you got Patrick Millett with 147 points. And just a few points back from him is going to be Troy Thomas with 143 points. Then Brandon Sanfilippo, Jordan Shamblin, Curtis Ecker, Alan Wild, and Kirby Wainscott rounds out your top 10. Tonight, we are super excited to be here at Atlanta. We're going back old school on this 1.5 mile speedway. This is 4 corners. The banking is going to be between 5 and 24. However, this isn't going to be our drafting track that we've been used to today. We're going back old school. And when I mean old school, we're going to see every groove used here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And let's go ahead and roll over into our grid for tonight's race as the drivers get ready to get running here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Andrew, do you want to take us through the starting grid?
Yeah, sure. On the front row, we've got Stephen Luttrell and Sean Dunaway. Row 2, Blair Holloman and Brandon Sanfilippo. Row 3, we've got Jordan Sailors in the 39 and Cliff Adams in the 80. 7th and 8th, we've got Barry Nelson and Philip Archibald. In spots 9 and 10, we've got Aaron Roth and Mikey Allen. In 11th and 12th, we've got Jesse Fox in the 69 and Brett Bray in the 17. In 13th, we've got Jonathan Stidham in the 42 and Kensley Smith in the 15. In 15th, Jordan Shamblin, and in 16th, Curtis Ecker. In 17th spot, we've got Alex Teft in the 43 and Truth Hoke in the 55. Here you'll see Kirby Wainscott in spot 19 in the 10 truck, and Patrick Millett in spot 20. In 21st, we've got Alan Bergen, and 13th, Frank Chavez. I mean, the 23 truck. It's got 13 on there, but Brandon Honeycutt will be starting 24th alongside Chris Gaxel. He'll be starting 23rd. Ignore that 98 truck, that's me. I was just doing some laps in practice. Starting in 26th, we've got Troy Thomas. In 27th, we've got Kyle Hess. And in 28th, Mike Fudge. And last but not least, Timothy Eisbrand in the 92, starting 29th. So 28 trucks to start this race today.
Yeah, it definitely is. We're getting ready to go green. How was the track out there when you were turning laps earlier?
Very, very quick. The trucks are pretty planted. Temps are pretty cool, so there's a lot of grip. We went here recently in the Next Gen series, and the cars were bottoming out really bad. It was pretty treacherous, kind of scary out there, but yeah, it was pretty stable. I could go full throttle for about 10 laps before the right front would start to heat up, and that was by myself. So we'll have to see how the draft factors into that.
Yeah, for sure. We are running 105 laps here tonight here at Atlanta. These guys have 5 sets of tires, 60% fuel, 1 fast repair, 3 Green-White-Checkers, as we are going to go green this time. And the green flag is out here at Atlanta for round number 5 of the Racers Elite Tuesday Night Truck Series, as they hit the banking up here in turns 1 and 2 for the first time. As you see, Stephen Luttrell, he gets out to a very quick early lead here, as Blair Holloman and Sean Dunaway, they will run side by side down the back straightaway. Holloman down on the inside, Sean Dunaway to the outside. As Holloman, he'll make it all cleared there, and they're going to go 3 wide out of turn number 4. And that's back there for that 4th spot between Adams, Sailors, and San Filippo. But they will double it down, coming down here and back into turn number 1. As these drivers will get a nice good feel here, as you see that 12 machine get a little bit loose there coming through the corner. These bumps are absolutely Tetris if you hit them just wrong in the corners, as they will bounce whatever vehicle is on this track. They will jump it sideways if you're not careful, and we almost just saw that out of that 12 machine of Brandon Sanfilippo, as he is now working the outside of Shamblin there, and that number 95 on the inside. Really good battle now heading into turn number 3, as you see Kensley Smith sneaking his way up to that 10th spot, overtaking Barry Nelson in that Texaco number 28 machine, as they dive back into turn number 1 here. One thing I absolutely love about this racetrack is, you know, it's so unique in itself. Like, you know, before they turned around and repaved Texas and, you know, repaved Atlanta to make them unique, the biggest difference between the two were these bumps here at Atlanta. And I think that's what the biggest challenge was before they paved it. And, you know, I am sad to see it go, but I'm glad that we can still cherish it here on the iRacing platform. As you see, Kensley Smith now on the attack of San Filippo, as we ride on board here with Mikey Allen in that number 67 machine, who is looking at the back bumper of that Misfits Racing number 28 machine of Barry Nelson on the exit turn number 4. Mikey Allen, he's actually doing pretty good so far this race in that 67 truck. He's had a rough couple of weeks, so he's looking to turn it around as he makes a run on the outside of Barry Nelson here, coming down the back straightaway. And he's using that draft from Jonathan Stidham right behind him in that number 42. And so he's going to be able to propel himself a little bit here in front of Nelson on the exit of turn 4. He will clear it, and now he has his eyes set on San Filippo and Kensley Smith as they do march through turns 1 and 2 here, as those drivers do run side by side in front of him.
Better knock on wood, but it's been a pretty orderly race so far.
Yeah, absolutely. 7 laps in, coming to complete lap 7. You know, these guys are definitely doing a pretty decent job at, you know, keeping it off the wall. But as the laps start to wind down, I think we're going to start seeing some trucks start to slip and slide as the 67 gets in the 12. Save it. Nope. There it goes. The 12 is finally around. 3 cars up into the wall. And tag.
Is that broadcaster's curse?
Yes. Definitely that broadcaster's curse. Brandon Sanfilippo involved in this one. Let's see here. Timothy Eisburn, it looks like he's just pulling away here as well.
they almost kept it straight.
Yep, so let's see here. Brandon Sanfilippo, the number 69 of Jesse Fox was involved. So as you guys see here, the 67 gets up into Sanfilippo, and then that 69, he just gets rear-ended there by... Oh, is that Eisburn that number? No, that's not 92. Who's in that Toyota truck?
I believe is that Truth Hoke. He's got a target scheme today.
That's right. Yeah. So that was Truth Hoke in the target machine. Really strong finish for Truth Hoke last week. He was looking to capitalize on it again this week, but just didn't happen. And as you see that tire, the tires I was about to mention, they're going to start to get a little bit on the tighter side, and just unfortunately, that right there just shows what these tires can do after several laps here as he dives down here into the corner, as we now right on board with Truth Hope. And you just see that car just start sliding up, gets into the back of the 12, and everything else is in a blink of an eye. Everybody's up in the wall.
Looked like Alex might have got a little bit of right front damage.
Oh yeah, luckily it's still early on in this race that they can come down and get, repairs done on those machines. So it's not a big, terrible, thing that they need to wait a little bit to get the damage repaired. But, there's still plenty of time to come back. As I think we still got over 90 laps left. Hold up, yep, 96 laps. Well, I got a cheat sheet in front of me. So there. As we're going to go ahead and get these race trucks doubled up here, we're going to go ahead and do this again. Blair Holloman in that number 32 machine, he's going to choose the inside lane, and the outside lane, and Stephen Luttrell, he's going to choose the inside lane on the front row. Sean Dunaway on the inside row 2 with Jordan Sailors onto his outside. Sean Dunaway usually doesn't qualify for these races much. And I've noticed that when he does qualify, he's usually up there in the top 6 when he does qualify. So I guess he felt that he had a very strong truck today to qualify. And sure enough, he was able to start up in that 2nd spot. Currently back in that 3rd spot, but he will quickly start making his way back towards the front of your race leaders here. So don't blink, because I can see that 0-1 quickly getting around your top 3.
Wondered if more might stop there. I mean, if for some reason this went green, it would be pretty close on a 2-stop race. I was able to do about 31 laps or so in practice on fuel.
Yeah, as we are back in green flag racing, Stephen Luttrell out to a big lead, and then all that racing behind you with Sean Dunaway, he's able to clear that 80 of Cliff Adams. We haven't really talked about Cliff yet today. He snuck his way up there into that 4th spot on this restart. As you see Aaron Roth running side by side with Philip Archibald now, as they come through turns 3 and 4, and back into this front straightaway. Big wobble out of that truck. That's on the outside there, running 3 wide back here. Touch between the 3 trucks. And that's going to be Philip Archibald in the 99, almost up into the wall. He was trying to get around Shambling, but he was in the middle, stuck there with Kensley Smith on the on the inside. As we come back and take a look here at your race leaders who were currently running in side by side through turns 3 and 4, but now they're going to go ahead and get themselves single file as they head down here into turn number 1. but Dunaway is trying to make a run back on Sailors here on the inside, not able to make it happen. So they will go ahead and bring it single file down the back straightaway.
This is where guys are going to start to struggle keeping the power down. For a few laps, you can just fly around this place wide open. You do pay for it a little bit on the longer run, but they're entering the point where they physically can't full throttle it anymore. And I see some guys start to push and have to lift, and might see some more passes start to happen.
Yeah, definitely. As we see Sailors now working on the inside of Luttrell. I'm sorry, Luttrell working on the inside of Sailors. But here comes Dunaway now working his way around the outside. He's going to almost complete the pass here in the tri-oval, which he will, and he's going to try to bring Cliff Adams with him in that 80 truck. Still side by side back there for that fourth spot, Cliff Adams, Stephen Luttrell. Really good racing going on here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and everybody's going to go ahead and single file themselves. And you know, I'm the one here who will try everything to save tires. As you see that 32 of Holloman get up into the wall, and that's going to allow Sailors to make a run on him down the back straightaway into turn 3, and he's going to bring Sean Dunaway with him into turn 3 and 4. As they will run side by side on the exit turn 4 now for that second spot.
Yeah, I think there's a couple tire saving philosophies here. You got the guys that want to run the top and kind of keep the wheel input low, hoping to scrub the tires a little bit less. And then you've got the guys that just wrap the bottom and roll as slow as they need to not slip them down there. I don't normally see a lot of guys run in the middle of the track. They've got about another 12 laps on this fuel tank. I want to see if maybe we can tell if the bottom or the top is going to prevail.
Yeah, definitely. That last time out of turn 2, Sean Dunaway got mega loose, and Cliff Adams had to make a real quick jerk.
With Philip Archibald in the back. Oh, that's going to hurt.
Oh,
I believe that's off turn 2.
Yeah, and it looks like we're going to stay green?
Yeah, I think they managed to stay off the racing service.
Wait. Okay, yeah, I think we are still green flag.
Yeah, no yellow. I saw Kensley involved. There might have been another person.
Yeah, coming back here to take a look now. We're currently trying to track down that replay for you guys at home to see what Andrew and I are talking about, but it didn't really register for us in our overlay systems that we use. So this is unfortunately one of those moments where we got to go back and try to find out exactly what happened.
It appears the 18 drifted up into Philip Archibald, and they kind of got stuck together. Went up into the outside wall, just kind of got stuck there, and then the 95 and 15 wound up sort of running into them because they slow up so much.
Yeah.
Jordan Sailor just start to get out to a little bit of a gap here out front.
Yeah, he's definitely trying.
I think that top might be starting to get to the 32. He's looking a little loose there.
Yeah, as you see that 80 though coming around the inside, he's looking to try to make it go 3 wide for that second spot with Holloman, Dunaway, and Luttrell. And all these drivers, you know, they're doing pretty good at being nice to calm at the moment, but I can't see them but I can't see them staying nice and calm for too terribly long, as I know these drivers are wanting to start moving forward. Because your race leader, Jordan Sailors, he is starting to pull away. He's out to just a little bit over a 1 second lead now over your top, the rest of the top 5 or 6 right there. Steven Luttrell now trying to make a run here on Blair around the inside on the exit of turn number 4, not able to make it happen. He does have his note underneath of him, but just not enough to really do anything with it. Let's see what kind of run he can get out of turn number 2 as Cliff Adams in that 80 truck. He's going to try to come and make some noise now as he was able to get around Sean Dunaway. He's not going to push a 3-wide situation just yet, but I may speak too soon as he's looking to open the gap. And no, he was not able to do it there on the exit of turn 4. So that's going to keep Holloman and Adams in front of Luttrell. As now Dunaway in that 01 Hello Kitty machine, he's looking to make a run now. As you see Adams trying to make his way around the inside of Luttrell once again, or I'm sorry, of Holloman, not able to make it happen. But he's not giving up just yet to get around Holloman as he continues to try to work that inside lane.
The leader had a moment off of turn 2. He's gathered it up. Doesn't look like he lost too much time, maybe a few tenths, but a little bit of contact off of turn 2 for Jordan Sailors in the 39.
Yeah, that was definitely a big moment for him last time by here on the back straightaway. And so you see Adams, he's still trying to work that inside of Holloman. But Holloman, he's just getting such a really good run out of the corners that there's not much that Adams can really do to fully get a good run on him into one of these corners. So Adams is probably going to have to change up his strategy here just a little bit and see what he can do about trying to get around that 32 of Holloman, as he gets a better run here down the back straightaway. And heading down here into turn 3. See, he's just having such a hard time just making anything happen out of the corner. Yeah, he's just going to have to stay back there. He's going to have to try something different instead of trying to pass on that inside. What we are seeing here is Adams is fast around that inside, but he can't seem to get that run that he needs. So I think he may need to try, possibly try going around the outside maybe instead. As 2 wide, back behind them, Brandon Sanfilippo in that 12 machine, starting to work his way back here into the top 4 and 5, as he's now running side by side with Steven Luttrell for that 4th spot. And then once he can clear him, which he does, he now has his eyes set on Holloman and Adams. And so let's see how long it takes for Sanfilippo to try to make a run here, to try to see how long it takes him to get up to that 2nd spot.
Yeah, go ahead, Christian.
Let's go ahead.
I'm just going to bring up a couple replays for you guys at home.
Yep. So this is what Andrew and I were talking about. Oof.
I missed that one.
Yeah, I missed that one too. That was a big contact there for Eisburn in that 92 machine.
We are starting to see some. Oh, the leader just got hit trying to come to pit road. We'll have to come back to live.
Yeah.
Jordan Sailor slowed down to come to pit road. It looks like Sanfilippo might have driven in the back of him. I don't know if there was notice or.
Oh, that's what happened. Very unfortunate there for Sailors.
Got a little sideways trying to blow it up. Maybe got in a little bit too hot. Couldn't get off the track quick enough, possibly. But
yeah,
we'll have a replay here in a second.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. It looked like he was trying to come down, and just that transition onto pit road just extremely upset his car and brought him back up across the track. So definitely very unfortunate there. Let's take a look here as you see sailors get right there at that transition.
Oh, yeah. That apron.
Yeah, that apron just shot him right back up.
Yeah,
You know,
Jordan did pop on the radio to apologize. Said he got loose and wasn't intending to stay on the track that long. Definitely wanted to keep it down more than that.
Yeah, that 12 machine, San Filippo absolutely had nowhere to go. Just look at that closing rate, man. And that's absolutely heartbreaking there for San Filippo, as he and Timothy Eisburn have both packed it up for the day. And as we take a look here to see what happened earlier, yeah, just Kensley Smith involved in that one. The 95 Shamblin, he was up in the wall. That right there, I believe, is Philip Archibald with that no numbered paint scheme. And then you see Brandon Shamblin just barely tag that inside wall, but he's going to keep it straight. And these guys continue to run for at least another 15 laps before this previous incident came out. I know that contact coming into pits is what initiated the caution, or initiated the wreckage to start the caution, but I'm not 100% sure exactly what did bring out the yellow for sure. I'm gonna come back here and take a look. Yeah, so Brandon Sanfilippo, he hit hard against your race leader at the time, and then he just couldn't drive it, so he had to try to pull it down, and when he did, he got into the grass and it jumped the truck sideways back onto the racetrack. So that's what happened there. Just look at the quick, just so much speed. That speed difference, and he had absolutely no control over that racetrack, or that race truck. And when he finally got it down into the grass, it just shot him back up into the track itself. So good heads up driving there by the rest of the field not to get into the back of San Filippo, as he did come back across the track, unfortunately. But that just means we're going to double up these guys and we're going to do this all over again. But everybody, they did all come down to get fresh Goodyear tires on their race trucks. So it's going to be Cliff Adams and Patrick Millett in the 80 and 18 that's going to bring the field back to the green flag. As the race truck or pace truck is off, and we are green flag racing once again here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. One truck all the way off, and that's going to be Kyle Hess in that 86 machine. It looked like he possibly spun his tires because of that car just quickly ran to the left side into the grass. As we take a look back here to your battle for third place, Blair Holloman on that outside, on the inside, and Patrick Millett along the outside, and here comes Sean Dunaway now attacking Millett.
These guys are going to be like Superman for a few laps, probably about 9 to 10 laps. They can go full throttle around here. I'm wondering if they learned anything from the first run, as these guys were struggling to get around Blair, or maybe they can save a little bit more tire at the beginning of the run to be able to make those bottom passes towards the end.
Yeah, as we have contact here for the race lead between Steven Luttrell and Cliff Adams, and that's going to open up the door for Blair Holloman to start making his way back in front in that number 32 Great Clips Chevrolet as they come out of turn number 2 down this back straightaway. Your front 3 running nose to tail, but here comes Cliff Adams shooting back to the inside as you see Steven Luttrell drop to the bottom to block the advancement from Adams. And he's going to come back up, almost gets contact made between himself and Holloman as they continue to run side by side into turn number 1. Really good racing up here for your race lead. Blair Holloman, Steven Luttrell side by side for that race lead. Holloman, he's going to take it in that Chevrolet, dropping Steven Luttrell in that Toyota back to that second spot. But Luttrell, he's going to reinitiate the attack on the inside. He's not going to be able to get up alongside Holloman this time, but he may try again as they enter turn number 3. What are you doing? Slight contact with the wall there from Steven Luttrell. As you see the rest of the field starting to make their way to the back bumper of your race leaders here. As you see that number 42 of Jonathan Stidham working the inside of Patrick Millett there in that number 18 machine. And they're going to run side by side down the back straightaway. Good racing back here for that 4th spot as they continue to run side by side. And here comes Curtis Edgar in that number 8 machine. He's starting to make some noise up here in the top 10 as well, as he's looking to make his way around these guys to get into the top 5. Ow.
Just got a little piece of the wall there.
Yeah, really good racing. Edgar is pretty quick everywhere we go, so just give him some time to get back into his rhythm here at Atlanta, and you'll start seeing that he's going to make his way back towards the front. As you see True Hoke in that number 55 Target machine, he's looking to turn around his week, his day here at Atlanta as well as they dive into turn number 3. Truth Hope had a really good run last week. So he said that he's going to run that Target machine again this week. And so far, he's up there in that 9th spot. So he's having a really good day so far in that 55. Just look at him drive around the 8 machine like he is standing still. As we move back up here to this battle for the 5th spot between Sean Dunaway and Patrick Millett. Right now, Dunaway has it in that number 01 Hello Kitty machine, but Patrick Millett in that number 18, he's not giving up just yet as they come through turns 1 and 2, back down this back straightaway. I'm actually very surprised that the draft isn't working as well as I remembered it, back in the day. So the draft really isn't, playing too much of a factor as we ride on board with Patrick Millett.
I feel like the only benefit you can really gain is just at the end of the runs, and this is a place where you can full throttle it for a few laps, but it's like, do you really want to? Because it hurts the tires, and I find that if I run maybe 75% throttle instead of full throttle, I run about the same lap time because that extra bit just kind of gets the car sideways and doesn't really add any speed. So that means if you can kind of stay out of the throttle a little and save some tire and use that at the end, maybe you can make that pass that those guys couldn't on the 32 last run.
Definitely, as you see Sean Dunaway he was looking to make a move here on Stidham as they went through turns 1 and 2, and he's going to make that move again here in 3 and 4. This time he's going to bring Patrick Millett with him, and they're both probably going to clear Stidham here into turn number 1, but Stidham not giving up on that outside just yet. As you see, they are running no tail here, possibly trying to use each other to make a good run here. This Millett gets a little bit loose there on the exit of turn 2, but he will clear Stidham, and now he's going to run with Sean Dunaway as they start to make their way towards the top 3, who is currently running nose to tail.
Thought maybe I'm crazy, but I thought I had saw the 18 get involved with Philip Archibald in that wreck that didn't bring out a yellow. I don't know, maybe a dozen laps ago or 2, but it's up here top 5, so I don't know if maybe he took 2 tires during a pit stop, or maybe I'm just thinking of somebody else. I could be crazy, but he does seem like he's a little off pace here, so it's making me think he might be off strategy.
No, he did take 4 tires that last time. Can we jump back up here to the race leaders as we have a battle for the race lead? And as I say that, we are back at the... one truck into the wall on the exit. No caution as we stay here with the race leaders. And Blair Holloman has it, but here comes Cliff Adams. He's taking a shot on the inside here, while Stephen Luttrell in that number 36 machine, he's doing everything he can to try to push Holloman in front of Adams so that he can make an attempt to take over the race lead. But not going to happen just yet as Adams fights back on that inside. But here comes that little bit of draft is working on that outside. It's keeping Holloman out front for the moment. But Adams, he's just got a good run on the exit, something that we really haven't seen out of these trucks today.
Yeah, I think these guys in the bottom are going to have to work together. If you're Steven, do you want to follow the 32 through and get by the 80, or do you want to help the 80 by and hopefully he stays down so you can draft off of him so you can get by too? It's kind of a toss-up for him. Or throw him 3 wide and see what happens.
Well, from this standpoint, I want to see him throw it 3 wide. But from a racer standpoint, I would probably try to work the inside and see what I can do.
Just reaching the halfway mark here.
Yeah.
Just a little while ago, the 42 got a little out of shape on the backstretch and hit the wall. He was able to keep it up and out of the way and not affect anybody else. Smart move by him.
Yeah, absolutely. He got mega loose, and honestly, I don't know how he saved it, but he saved it somehow. And he kept it he kept it somewhat up in the wall to avoid getting contact. As you see, drivers, the leaders putting Barry Nelson in that 28 machine another lap down now. As they continue to run side by side, but them running side by side and racing hard, look who has finally caught up to them. It's going to be that 0-1 of Sean Dunaway in that Hello Kitty Chevrolet as they come toward the start-finish line, heading back over toward turn 1.
If I know Sean, he's been hanging out back there just saving his tires, so maybe he can pull off this bottom pass that we've been chatting about. I think he's been taking it. Seems like he's been taking it the easiest on them, so if anybody can do it, I think it would be him.
Yeah, that's definitely right. A couple drivers, they have mentioned that one of the best drivers out in the field to save tires is Sean Dunaway, and who was it? It might have been that 15 of Kensley Smith. But as of right now, does look like we do have a couple drivers that are out of the race. Brandon Sanfilippo, he is out. Timothy Eisburn, he is out of this race. And I believe Jordan, no, they're down on pit road at the moment, but they're not out of the race yet. Kensley Smith and Jordan Shamblin, as we continue to watch this battle for the race lead. Blair Holloman and Cliff Adams still trying to figure out who's going to lead this race, as Patrick Millett and Sean Dunaway have caught the top three here, as we said. Millett sideways out of turn. Oh, we got one in the one hard into the wall. That's going to be Truth Hoken, that number 55 truck. He's going to keep it down. Nope. And no. Truth got sideways out of turn 2. Got into the wall on the back straightaway, then slipped up in front of the 99 of Archibald. So both of those drivers are coming down pit road now.
Starting to see some teamwork out of Stephen and Cliff here. Steve gave the 80 a little shot to try to help him by there down the backstretch.
Yeah, it is absolutely go time for your top 3 drivers, as everybody else has now caught them. So now we have a 6-car battle here for your race lead, because Millett, Dunaway, and Alex Tefton, that number 43, they have finally caught your race leaders. And here we go. Who is going to have it here at the end? Blair finally able to get around Adams, and now Luttrell, he get around Adams, but now Adams is re-attacking on the inside. He will clear, and coming down the back straightaway, here they come.
Yeah, I think Cliff was just trying to make that move for too many laps. After a while, it really warms him up. So maybe Steve can do something now. He's been kind of hanging out.
Yeah, absolutely. As you see, Adams finally back to that 3rd spot. Luttrell, he's not exactly running the same line as Holloman. As Holloman gets up into the wall just add, and that might give enough run here for Luttrell to make a move into turn 3, which it does. And now once again, we have a side-by-side battle for that race lead. And Adams looks like he's going to stay right there behind that 32 machine. And now he's going to get around him once again for that 2nd spot. Let's see what Patrick Millett has to say about that coming down the back straightaway. Big movement out of Millett that time once again. Looks like Millett's in that number 18 machine. He's starting to get very, very loose. And so it's going to be very interesting to see, how much of these tires did these guys use. And it just might be at this point a matter of time before somebody went over the limit of their tires, and I'm afraid to wonder if they're going to spin out.
Sounds like Blair's coming in this time. Yeah, these guys have found out if they get close.
Oh, sorry. Big slide out of Blair.
Yeah, he was getting real loose there toward the end. These guys started to figure out if they got close to his rear bumper, even if he's up high, they could get him loose and slow him down. And I think Blair kind of felt the blood in the water there and wisely came down pit road.
Yeah, the 18 got a little bit sideways there, and then Luttrell just kind of ran into the back of him here. Yeah, so far, no penalties on drivers. I thought the 18 of Patrick Millett might have gotten a penalty, but he was able to slow that truck down enough not to get that penalty. So good clean out of these guys so far, as they will exit the pits, and they're going to be side by side, but they will go ahead and just single file themselves out of turn here in turns 1 and 2. And that begins our pit cycle as Cliff Adams, Aaron Roth, Mikey Allen, Jesse Fox, Curtis Decker, Kirby Wainscott, and Alan Bergen, they all come down pit road. Alex Teft, Sean Dunaway as well, they're down on pit road. Chris Gosselt, he's coming down on pit road now. Troy Thomas is coming down as well. You came up too fast. It's okay.
Everybody here is still going to have to make one more stop. This might feel like the final stop, but they can't quite go 40 laps. They're going to need about 9 laps worth of gas. So the playbook kind of opens up here to take 4 tires and run it out, take a splash at the end, or 4 tires halfway through this run, or 2 at the end. There's a lot of different things you can do.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to point out Alan Bergen in double zero machine, he did get a black flag for speeding on pit road. So he's going to have to come back out or come down pit road and serve a drive-through there.
Get some smoke down the back stretch. Seems like no trouble though.
Everything's looking nice and good here. Blair Holloman, he's out with your race lead. He's out in front by 1.3 seconds. And right now the battle is on for second between Patrick Millett and Stephen Luttrell as they dive down here into turn number 3. More smoke on the back straightaway. Not sure if that's just a lingering issue.
Something appears to have happened with Alex, because now he's a lap down. I don't know if maybe that smoke was from him, or if he got a penalty or something, but something happened there.
Yeah, Alan Bergen still has a black flag out, and Mike Fudge in that number 2 machine, he also has a black flag, and I just got word Kensley Smith in that 15, he has packed it up for the day. So definitely very unfortunate there. Jordan Shamblin, he is done as well.
I thought this 18 truck was a little off at the start of the last run, but I guess it turns out he was just saving his stuff and he came on really strong at the end, so he might be somebody to watch here.
Yeah, he's definitely putting down some pretty decent laps. You know, he's not quite the fastest car on track, but he's definitely keeping himself up here in the top 4 very well, as he is currently running in that second spot.
What?
Yeah, this top 3 here, they're just relaxing. You know, they're not really trying to, you know, apply any pressure on each other. I think they're just trying to wind laps down at the moment, because I mean we still got over 30 laps to go, so you definitely don't want to try to use up all your stuff just yet. You just want to relax, continue to run nose to tail as is.
I think I like Blair's approach here. So we've got a little bit more than a full run fuel-wise. Like, if it was me, I might just break it in half and take 4 tires and go like heck.
Yeah, definitely. Millett kind of got the wall there on the exit of turn 4. As you see this race battle here for the second spot, still pretty decent how they were kind of right before that green flag pit stop. But Blair Holloman, he is now out to a 2-second lead, as they will go ahead and get themselves single file here on the exit of turn number 4, as they go ahead and put Barry Nelson another lap, or yeah, they'll put Barry Nelson 1 lap down now as they head over in turns 1 and 2, still running nose to tail, and they're starting to leave Cliff Adams at that number. I'm sorry, they're starting to leave Patrick Millett in the 18 back behind, but they have closed the gap just a little bit now on Blair Holloman.
started this run with about 40 laps left. If I'm Blair Holloman and I know I'm just going to break this in half, I'm not going to save it all because the runs are so short that I'm just going to go as hard as I can for both short runs. Some of these guys that are saving, maybe they're planning on a splash and go or 4 tires at the end.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, 2 tires at the end.
Yeah. I was about to say splash and go for sure, but I'm definitely going to want to take at least 2 tires here. Trying to go, 40 laps with no tires, that's going to be a little bit on the difficult side. As we continue to watch this battle here for second of Cliff Adams and Stephen Luttrell. I'm also back here watching the battle for the 12th spot between Kirby Wainscott and Chris Gazel. These guys are having a lot of fun back here, duking it out. They've gone side by side a couple times, but they're not trying to do anything too crazy just yet. But you just give them time. I think they're having a little bit of fun back here. Really good racing back here. I like to spotlight a couple drivers as well. When they're running pretty good racing, clean racing, I like to point them out. And these guys back here, they're definitely having a lot of fun.
Kyle Hess had that hiccup on the restart with the accordion effect where he went down through the grass a little bit and just recovered all the way back up to 7th.
Yeah, definitely a really good recovery run for him so far. He has moved up 19 spots since we went green flag racing just a little bit ago. And so, coming all the way back up to 7th right now, that's not too bad. Please stop.
Let's see, the 80 is starting to eat back into the lead of the 32. His tires might finally be falling off.
Yeah, as we're looking here at that, is that the 88 machine there? Yeah. The 88 there is of Troy Thomas. He's right behind Mikey Allen, number 67. He's looking to start moving up more through the field as he is looking to overtake for that 14th spot. But he's just not able to get a good run on Mikey Allen just yet. And as I say that, heading down turn number 4, he starts to make a move. And he's got so much more momentum out of the corner than Allen does. So he's going to make a run here now in turns number 1 and 2. These drivers are going to go side by side for that 14th spot, as he's able to make the pass just yet. But he is still going to run side by side here into turn 3.
The 01's carrying a lot of speed in the center of the corner right now.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a different screen. My bad. You guys are on the 88.
Yeah, we're on the 88, but yeah, Sean Dunaway, he's able to roll through the corners, it seems, a lot better than a lot of these other drivers, so.
Did Mikey just hit the wall there?
Yeah, I think Mikey
Allen started right?
Yeah.
Still getting used to Troy's number change. He used to be in the 3. Throws me off once in a while.
Yeah, as we take a look here, Jesse Fox in that number 69, he is coming down, back down pit road to get fresh tires and some gasoline here, as we do have only 22 laps to go this time by. So now it's going to be all about, when are you going to come in for fuel and tires, or what exactly your plan is going to be. As we see Jesse Fox, he's elected to take all 4 tires.
18 got a little piece of the wall again. Looks like he's alright though, still moving.
Yeah, we're looking.
We're at the point
go
now
ahead.
where, pit strategy wise, we're at the point where if you stop now, anybody can make it to the end. So just about when you make that decision. About to have a battle for the lead.
Yeah, this battle is definitely heated up. Cliff Adams quickly caught that 32. You know, the 32, he was just about 2 seconds in front. And in a matter of like 6 laps, that went from 2 seconds down to almost nothing. As you see Adams now looking to go on the inside here in turn number 1 and 2. As he is going to get alongside of him now. Not able to get more than a quarter panel forward. As they will dive down here into turn number 3 once again.
He's going to try to leapfrog him here, jumping onto pit road. So if I can't pass you on the racetrack, I'm going to pass you on pit road.
Definitely. I mean, he's definitely trying everything he can at this point, you know, see what he can do. But, you know, Cliff Adams, he's fast. So if he can do this just right, not make any mistakes down here on pit road, he very well could jump over Blair Holloman on the racetrack. As we see Blair Holloman, he's going to go ahead and come down pit road this time by himself. So he says, you're not going to be able to jump me that much. So let's find out where... yeah, we're going to find out now where he will cycle through as they come out of the pits here.
And that top defensive lane's been working out really well for Blair, but it does feel like these other guys are quicker if they can get by.
Definitely. Now, if I was coming around trying to see what I could do about taking over that top spot, you could probably bet your butt I'm going to be, you know, full throttle all the way through. As you see these drivers coming around the outside.
Here comes the 80.
Yep, here he comes now. Here comes the 80 as Holloman, he's now up to full speed, and that right there, that just shows you how much of a difference it is, as there is now just about a good second separation between himself and Adams, and now he's going to play catch up here as we have 16 laps to go this time.
Could be the move for the win. We'll just have to see.
Oh, absolutely. As you see, Holloman, he's quickly approaching Jordan Sailors in that 39, who's on older tires. And now he's closing in on Adams, who's only now half a second. And now this could very well, like you said, be the race lead, as Patrick Millett and Sean Dunaway have now finally came down pit road. The battle here for the race lead is going to absolutely intensify, as they are now running nose to tail. Holloman right behind Adams now, as they are coming up on a lap down truck, and I believe that's going to be Philip Archibald. So it's going to be very interesting to see. Yeah, Archibald, he will go ahead and go way high, and here comes Holloman now looking to make a run on the inside of Adams. And they will now run side by side heading down here into turn number 3. This is the battle for the race lead. On the exit of turn number 4, Blair Holloman, he will take it. But Adams, he's going to shoot right back and try to retake it on the inside. Barely getting a fender down there, but here he comes now heading down into turn number 1. He's going to run side by side with Holloman now with only 14 laps remaining. That number 2 truck of Mike Fudge going to possibly be an issue. Yes, as Adams had to slow up and make a quick movement to get it around that 2 machine. And that's going to allow Holloman to solidify that race lead for now, coming out of turn number 4.
And lap traffic is going to be critical. the leaders are coming up on a pack of 4 here, and Blair seems like he's really dependent on that top line, so a lot of lappers will give you the bottom to pass him and will kind of yield high, so just see if that affects him in any way.
Yeah, definitely. As we ride on board now here with Holloman, as he's starting to put more trucks lap down. He's now pulled out to just about a 0.3 second lead over Adams, so it's go time now for Holloman. As you see, he's just starting to pull away ever so slowly away from Adams. Now let's see how these lap down trucks play with your race leaders, as you're not going to play so nicely here. As you see that, I believe that's Mikey Allen right in front of your race leader. So far, these guys, you know, they do have a right to fight hard to stay on the lead lap. So I don't think you're going to see these trucks give way so easily, as Blair gets right up on the bumper and sends Mikey Allen up towards the wall. Luckily, Mikey Allen keeps it off the wall, as they will dive down here into turn number 3. But that allowed Adams to get right back there on the back bumper of Holloman as they exit turn number 4. 10 laps to go, this time by Blair Holloman. Cliff Adams now with the 2-second lead over Steven Luttrell in that 36 machine, as they continue around this racetrack, putting cars or trucks laps down. And now up on their list is going to be Chris Gazel in that number 707 Toyota. We saw that Mikey Allen didn't play so nicely. Now we're going to see what they can do. As you see, Cliff Adams making a run on the inside now here in turns 3 and 4. I think he's hoping to be using the lap down trucks as a pick so that he can get around your race leader, but we're going to have to see how well that goes as we get closer and closer to those lap trucks of Troy Thomas and Chris Gazel. Still currently just single file for the time being, as you see Mikey Allen trying to come back around Adams to try to get his lap. So far that's not working, and that's just slowing up Adams here just a little bit, running side by side with Mikey Allen, and that allows Holloman to pull away just a little bit into turn number 1, as Adams, he will slide up, almost get into the wall, and that's going to allow Mikey Allen to pull back side by side here with Adams. As you saw Adams share his displeasure with Mikey Allen, trying to force him, you know, to race hard the way he just did. So that's definitely not going to make Cliff Adams very happy in that number 80 machine, because the more he has to deal with this lap down car, it's just meaning Blair is just going to keep moving further and further away. So I don't think Adams is very happy at the moment.
Yeah, this is not how you make runs out there. This is one of those moments where you're having an off day. You should just pay it forward and hope that when you're in that lead situation that these guys will repay it. And unfortunately, that's not really happening at the moment. But
right.
Racing's a tricky thing because he's got a right to battle for his spot at the same time. But you know, etiquette-wise, you hope for a little bit better than that.
Right. I mean, like the way I do it, you know, a fight to try to keep my, you know, my lap, you know. But if it gets to the point where the race leaders around me, you know, I'm just gonna let everybody else go. Because now, at this point, I know for a fact I'm not going to lap back. So I'll just let the race leaders get around me, no problem, as we do have 5 laps to go.
Yeah, and if I'm the 67, I know I'm in a lucky dog spot. It doesn't appear that Blair's going to catch those other 2 probably by the end of the race. So if I'm Mikey, maybe he feels like he can pass Blair, but I just would have rode and let the leaders battle this one out.
I definitely have to agree with that there. But, you know, unfortunately, we're not behind those trucks, so there's not much we can do. But coming around now on the exit of turn number 4, we will have 3 laps to go for your race leader of Blair Holloman, as Luttrell, he has caught up to that number 80 machine, and he is now going to run side by side for that second spot. And Luttrell, he's going to be able to drive around Adams quite easily, actually. But Adams, he will fight back to the outside as they will drag race down the back straightaway. And heading back here into turn number 3. The popsicle sticks is up in the air for your race leader, Blair Holloman, as he comes back to the start-finish line. 2 laps to go as they are still fighting back here for that second spot. Blair Holloman, all he has is 3 more corners to go. 3 more corners to decide if he's going to win it. As you see Luttrell and Adams still running side by side back there for that second spot. And out of turn number 4. Yep, 1 lap to go this time by. 2 corners left for Blair Holloman. 2 corners left for Adams and Luttrell to figure out who's going to come home second. I think this is going to be a drag race for that second spot as they now drag race down the back straightaway, still side by side. Adams on the outside, Luttrell on the inside. This is for a second, but your race winner is going to be that number 32 of Blair Holloman. And coming to the line, it is going to be Cliff Adams in the 80 machine. Cliff Adams outran Stephen Luttrell by a nose. But at the end of the day, it's all going to be about Blair Holloman in that number 32 Great Clips Chevrolet. As you see the, you guys don't see, but I do. But Cliff Adams, he's not too happy with Mikey at the moment, as he puts him into the wall at the pit road. But let's take our attention back to Blair Holloman, as Holloman he's going to do his victory celebration down here at the start finish line. Big huge congratulations to Blair Holloman, your race winner here in the Racers Elite Tuesday Night Truck Series race number 5. Let's go ahead and take a very short commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and take a look at our race results before we take a commercial break. And then after the commercial break, we'll come back and talk to our race leaders. But let's go ahead and do our race results first. How does that sound, guys? So your race after 105 laps, Blair Holloman outran Cliff Adams and Stephen Luttrell. Adams, he got second there just by a nose over Stephen. So that was a very cool race to see coming to the start finish line. That's the kind of race that I love here at Atlanta. Coming home fourth is Patrick Millett and Sean Dunaway, once again with a top 5. Aaron Roth, Jonathan Stidham, Kyle Hess, Truth Hope, Jesse Fox will round out your top 10. 11th is going to be Curtis Ecker, followed by Kirby Wainscott, Chris Gosel, Troy Thomas, Mikey Allen, Barry Nelson, Alex Teft, Frank Chavez, Mike Fudge, and Jordan Sailors. They will round out the top 20. 21st is Philip Archibald, Brett Bray, Alan Bergen, Jordan Shamblin, Kensley Smith, Brandon Sanfilippo, Timothy Eisburn, and Brandon Honeycutt had some electrical issues with his race truck, unable to start the race here today. He will finish 28th. Let's go ahead and take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk with our race winners.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Atlanta Motor Speedway, where we saw 105 laps of pure adrenaline racing here for the Racers Tuesday Truck Series. Absolutely anticipated out of race drivers. And let's go ahead and bring in our third place driver of Steve Truck. One moment here, guys. I apologize. All right, Stephen Luttrell, this is Mike and Andrew up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
Sure do.
Stephen, what an incredible run for you in that number 36 Toyota. What? How fast was that number 36 truck here today at Atlanta?
Oh, it felt pretty good. I used up the tires quite a bit on that first run, and then on the second to last run, I didn't use them anywhere near enough. But it was really fast. If I could have spent one less second on pit road, I think I might have had something for them. But passing on the inside here after 5 or 10 laps are on your tires, it's just almost impossible.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of those toughest things about this track. And definitely the one thing I probably missed the most about this track, is, your tires actually playing a real factor into how your truck handles. And there at the end, you had a good, strong battle there with Cliff Adams. And talk us through the last 5 laps running side by side there with Adams.
Yeah, I knew the only way to get around him was going to be on the inside. He wasn't going to let me on the outside. He knew better than that. And it's so hard to pass on the inside, but you can't not try. So I gave it 2 or 3 different tries and just couldn't get it done. I don't know what the margin was there at the end, but it was close, I'm sure. But yeah, we almost had it. But third with these guys and at this track feels like a win anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like you gained about 5 spots in the standings. I don't think you'll have enough starts to make the chase, but run overall. And what do you think you needed to be able to make that pass on the bottom? Just earlier tire conservation, or is it just maybe just wasn't in the cards with the weather conditions or something?
I just think it's just a the thing with this track and these trucks. But if I could have spent just one less second on pit road, I probably could have came out in front of him and had a much better shot. But yeah, it's just there was next to nothing you can do there. They're good drivers, and it's a hard track.
Definitely, you finished .03 behind him, so that was definitely very interesting to watch coming to the start finish line.
I knew it was super close.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you have any shout outs that you would like to make before we let you go today?
Yeah, I just got to thank my parents, mom and dad, my wife, and my two daughters and my grandson. Always, they're always watching, and I always enjoy hearing their feedback.
Beautiful. All right, ladies and gentlemen, a driver of that number 36 heavily medicated Toyota is going to be Stephen Luttrell in that third spot. Congratulations, and we will see you next week.
You bet. Thanks a lot, guys.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and bring up your second place driver of that number 80 Yangling Chevrolet, Cliff Adams. Cliff, this is Mike and Andrew up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yep, I got a copy.
Cliff, all around, what a really good day for you coming up 4 spots from that 6th spot. And good, strong finish for you. We saw that you weren't too exactly happy with Mikey Allen there at the end. But that was a phenomenal last 5 laps between you and Steven. Walk us through those last final 5 laps.
I came out of the pits and had jumped him on that pit cycle, and I was like, okay, maybe I got a shot here because I couldn't pass him the whole race on the inside. And he came up on me so quick, and when he got around me, I was like, man, I don't know what I could do with him. He's already passed me. I can't get around him throughout the whole race, and I was kind of hoping just to kind of ride on his tail there for a little while and just see kind of the last handful of laps if I was able to save enough or he burned his up. But then, yeah, that lap traffic got in between us, and it'd been appreciated if we would have been able to race it out there, but is what it is. I'll take that second all day.
Yeah, definitely. You mentioned that lap traffic. I saw the little the unappreciated little bump that you gave to Alan there, just saying, hey, not cool. But at the at the end of the day, as you say, it is what it is. But the last couple laps between you and Luttrell running side by side, what incredible racing! And did you think that you were going to beat him to the line, or did you just close your eyes and pray for the best?
Well, when he first came up on me, I was like, I got to stick to the outside. That's probably the only way I could hold him off the way Blair was holding me off and, throughout the race. And when he first got there, I was like, he's going to go by me. And then when I was able to hold it there, the first couple of turns after that, I was like, okay, I got a shot to hold him off. And then I kind of knew if I was able to hit 3 and 4 the way I needed to coming to the checkered, I'd be able to get it. But yeah, it was tough, man. It was a good race.
Yeah, definitely really good race. Andrew, do you have any questions for Cliff?
No, just congratulations. We saw you in victory lane last Wednesday at New Hampshire. Had a heck of a race that night, and thought we might see you in victory lane tonight. Yeah, toward the end, I was just kind of screaming at my TV mentally to not give Blair the top, and he did the smart thing, gave him the bottom, and then it turns out he was kind of quick down there too. And
yeah,
like
it didn't matter what I did.
Yeah, he just kind of found another gear at the end and was real quick. Yeah, right there with you on the lap courtesy, unfortunately. But I just wanted to say great run, and anytime you can bring it home P2 against these guys, you've done something.
Yeah, I haven't had much luck here in the trucks the last few weeks, but nice to close out a good top 5 and keep the points going. So, yeah.
Yeah, definitely good run for you here today. Is there any final shout outs that you would like to give before we let you go this evening?
I just like, shout out to you guys for your awesome broadcast at Racers Elite. Andrew for, running the league, and Race Control for keeping us under control best they can.
Absolutely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, driver of that number 80 Yuling Chevrolet, it's going to be Cliff Adams coming home second here at Atlanta. Congratulations on your second place, and we will see you next week.
Y'all having a good night?
What an incredible run for Cliff Adams in that number 80. I'm going to pull up my notes here real quick before you bring up your race winner. Yeah, okay. That's just what I thought. Let's go ahead and bring up Blair Holloman, driver of that number 32 Great Clips Chevrolet. Blair, this is Mike and Andrew up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
I got you guys. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. Blair, you are now hitting with probably about a 70% win average so far here in the trucks this season. Man, tell us how quick that number 32 Great Clips Chevrolet was here today at Atlanta.
Yeah, this old scan of Atlanta, she can either be friendly or she can be mean. It really depends on where the track temp is. It's you swing it 5 degrees one way or another. You either got a track where the top side can kind of work, or you got a track where the top side isn't working at all. And thankfully, we had a track where the top side actually could work for a little while there. And I was quite thrilled. This truck felt really good on the bottom side for the first, I'd say, first 8 to 10 laps of a run, and then the middle and top. As long as I wasn't completely 100% on the throttle while running the bottom, the top side felt good. But if I was wide open on the bottom, I'd burn that right rear off, and then going up top was pretty dangerous. I mean, you guys saw the first run. I kept knocking the rafters down the best I could. The right rear was cooked. I go down pit road and took a look at it, and it's like, yep, tire temp above 260. I know that's a red flag. And then you see the tire wear down there in the low 70s, and it's like, yeah, I was kind of skating on it a good bit. But the truck handled really nice. Usually, you want a truck that's kind of tight for this place because it's naturally very loose, and the setup here felt really good.
Yeah, absolutely. Tire management at this configuration here at Atlanta is absolutely crucial, and that is what's either going to break you or make you here at Atlanta. Um, I mean, like you said, trying to drive it hard, you're going to heat up those tires, and that sounds like what you did. And if you're not careful, you burn them up too much. You can blow with tires, which will not be too good for you here at Atlanta. Andrew, any questions for Blair?
Yeah, just impressed all around. Your third win on the season, so got 9 extra bonus points heading into the chase already. Um, I've watched you beat me on the new configuration here at Atlanta, and I've watched you dominate here on the old configuration. Do you have a favorite?
I'm. It really all depends. I love the old scan of Atlanta because for a 1.5 mile quad oval, this is about as best as this is. When it was the original configuration compared to Charlotte and Texas before they neutered that place, this was the best of the three. And now that it's a super speedway, it's not the worst. It's very weird to try to drive this track because as a super speedway, you come off a turn 4 and that whole front stretch is just kind of like an open question mark. Like, where do I go? Because it's actually a corner instead of it being like the quad oval corner here. It's just kind of like light arc of the wheel in. And when it's a super speedway, you got to throw it in there and hope it sticks. So it's different animal. Of course, tire conservation actually plays in there too, which is hilarious. But I love this old track. The old configuration of Atlanta. It's a slick track. You really got to hit your marks and have a little luck going your way. And it's definitely good when you get all three right. When you don't get it right, usually ends pretty bad. I've had some accidents in different leagues here, and it's not very fun when it doesn't go your way.
And did you find something at the very end? It seems like you kind of found another gear. Like the first couple runs, really quick right off the line. Um, Sort of faded toward the middle, and I was waiting for that at the end. I was thinking you might start falling off around uh, the end of the race, the scheduled end of the race, and maybe those guys would close in around then. But you just seem to keep going at the end.
Yeah, we rolled off pit road with 5 gallons of gas left instead of the full tank. Well, the tank that we have. So pretty much the rear of the truck was light. For me, that meant I could hold it wide open and not have to worry about the rear end really stepping out. It's just having fun there. So as soon as we come off pit road there, saw the 80 truck going by, and I'm like, well, all right, time to hunt them down. hit a slipstream, which was awesome. I were able to pull him around, and I had that opportunity to jump around the outside, and well, you guys have seen it. I'll go up there. I have no problem with it. I'll hang the truck up there and see what happens. I was hoping to see how the rest of the battle would play out, but we had those lap trucks there. The one wanted to really block, so kind of gave him a little bit of a friendly shove going into turn 3 and thinking that he'd leave second place alone, and he proceeded to put the second place in to the fence. So it's kind of a bummer. I was really hoping to see what me and Cliff could have done there. I know he was better on the inside. It was shaping to be a barn burner, and I got to see second and third place have the battle that I was hoping to have there. So it's kind of sad, but all in all, the result at the end's nice. I was just hoping that I could get that battle in.
Yeah, good night for Studios Racing, and saw your teammate up at the front early on. But yeah, let's pass it back to you and let you give your shout-outs.
Yeah, I want to give a couple shout outs. I know Yost didn't race this evening. He's exhausted from work. Dude's working 6 days a week, 10-hour shifts at the government, so it's power to him. I couldn't do it. Jordan had a interesting night. Sucks that the pit cycle didn't work his way. He hit the brakes for the pit, and I watched him drift up the track and knew something bad was coming. But he kept his head in it until the Moza wheel froze on him later in the race. Want to give a shout out to my dad. I know my dad's watching. Hopefully he was entertained with this. I know he loves old Atlanta, so him having a chance to watch this, he was probably tickled, so to say. Trucks, still great clips. Still want to give 2 shout outs here. The Holloman Napa Auto Parts, my cousin Tad. His business is on the deck lid. Matco Tools is hidden on the paint scheme somewhere. If you really look, you may find it. But that's my buddy Roy Salisbury. And I know my friend Sophia's watching. Hopefully she was even entertained by what she saw, because this race, it's good racing. You love the old school style track. You know trucks are going to be slick, sliding, and you're going to see some interesting racing. And it looked, for the most part, we were able to deliver that this evening. So it's all in all, good evening. Thank you, Tef, for the league, and you guys for the broadcast here. You gotta love it. This is the reason why we keep coming back on Tuesdays. Good league, good production, and you leave here having fun. That's the big thing.
I couldn't have said that any better than myself, Blair. Really good race. I think we only had two cautions, maybe 3. Other than that, it was beautiful racing all day here at Atlanta. So definitely good to be back at this old configuration, and congratulations on your race win.
Thank you, guys. I'll catch you next week.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, driver of that great clips, number 32 Chevrolet, Blair Holloman, your race winner here at Atlanta. He is now 3 wins out of 5 on the season. If you ask me, that is a very, very good good job so far this season as we head over towards our holiday break. Talk about next week. We are heading off to Lime Rock Park. We are going to go left and right. And I am not going to lie, I am absolutely jealous, Andrew. I really want to race that race, but I'm going to have so much fun calling it up here in the booth with you. What are you expecting out of the race next week?
That is a great question. Last time we were there, Brandon Honeycutt won the race, I believe, and there was a lot of options as far as shift patterns go, from what I remember. And I just remember him kind of leaving the truck in third and kind of chugging around the track, but he was driving away and kicking butt. So I think we got a slightly different setup this time. iRacing added one of their own generic fixed setups, so see if that's changed anything. But it was exciting. The laps go by really quick there for a road course. Kind of feels like a giant squiggly oval. I think times were right around 50 seconds, I believe. So we'll be in for a show.
Absolutely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you guys next week, December 2nd at 7:45 p.m. Eastern, when we head to Lime Rock Park for the Tuesday Night Truck Series right here on the Racers Elite Network. I am Mike Taylor up here in the booth alongside owner, amazing friend, Andrew Teft, and the man behind the whole production, Christian Hill. Thank you guys so much for joining. And we will see everybody next week at Lime Rock Park. And always remember, ladies and gentlemen, no matter what you do in life, have fun doing it. And as always, have a good time zone. See you next week.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.